Hi guys, it's been a while. So I suppose I don't really need to apologize for everything around me and the lighting, but I feel like I need to at the same time. But it is what it is. I always film at the last minute, just haphazardly throw things together, try to make things look presentable. So I can do these, but either way, I'm just going to do this, get it done with. So this month's update is up and ready to see. I got myself a little drink. It's just the sparkling red grape juice because I'm too cheap for wine. Plus this tastes better. It does. Don't mind my face. It's just because I'm trying not to choke. Okay. Ceiling fan is weird. Lighting is weird. The sun is super bright. And it just sucks that it's behind me and not in front of me. But I have too much stuff to move over to the window today and sit on the floor. So, let's get started with whips, I suppose. And then we'll work into our other stuff. Sorry. Feel better. Okay. So, since you last saw me, I worked on a handful of projects. I will just start with this because I can't remember exactly which order I stitched them in. So there is my, I guess I didn't grab a pattern. Oh well, it's my Well Hello There by Hands On Design. It's the December piece. I still don't have the buttons yet, so those will come. But I did this simultaneously with my Under the Seesaw, which was kind of nice. That meant I had more days to work on other pieces. Anyway, so I started this. Come on, I need to iron it still. I started this, I want to say October 21st. I brought it to the bazaar that I had, the craft fair. And I decided to, during like a slow period, I decided to start. So I started with the M. And I ended up starting the wrong leg in the middle. So it caused it to be off-centered. But that's okay. I still have enough to wrap around the board and finish it. So it's not a big deal. But yeah, I was like, oh no. Oh well. Not a big deal. So that's December. And I'll have some cute buttons to add, hopefully soon. I'm doing these on 32 count linen. I think it's antique white. I don't know, I just bought a bunch of it from my local LNS and I've been chopping it into the appropriate sizes. Which I want to show you guys what I did with October. So here's my October piece, which I believe I showed last time. Anyways, it's fully finished. And it wasn't until I was actually finishing November's, which is hanging up in my living room right now, that I accidentally cut my square too small. I forgot. Every time I go to finish these, I always forget how big to cut my mat board that's inside. I always forget. So I thought I was smart and remembered that when I did October's that it was supposed to be 6 inches. I was wrong. It's supposed to be 6.5. So you can see, well, I suppose I'll do the back because you'll be able to see that better. So it's a whole 1/2 inch on top and the side smaller. But you know what? You can't really tell. It looks just fine. I don't know if I'll actually fix it or if I'll just leave it. It's not like I have to put these together somewhere. They're separate, so you'll never really tell. Anyway, so this time what I did was I wrote the actual measurements on a sticky note and I stuck it inside the pattern so I never forget again what size. Because I'm lucky that the October one was small enough to fit on there without it, you know, like if I would have cut it and then realized, I'd have been so sad. Anyways, moving along, I finished my November block for Under the Sea, my Under the Sea Sal by Lakeside Needlecraft, designed by Doreen Jones. Let's see here. Best way to get this. Just like this, I suppose. So November, sorry, was this lobster and the squid with the snail and the little stuff at the bottom. So that was that. It didn't take very long at all. I think maybe 4 or 5 days at most. So the overall piece, again, I'm stitching this again on 28 count Monaco it's the blue, glass blue color that I over dyed with some teal to give it that slight mottled look. And I don't know if I will ever dye Monaco again and stitch on it. This is so tightly, like it's shrank enough that it's so tight that it's actually quite painful to get the needle through sometimes. Like by the time I'm finished, my poor finger is killing me. Like especially with the back stitching, my finger is just killing me trying to push the needle through everything. It's so tight. I don't know if I like that. It's getting me. I can't wait to get this last block done because I'm done. I'm done with this piece. Done. Get it finished, framed, put it in my daughter's, well, the kids/guest bathroom, and be done with it because I'm done. If I haven't said that enough. So there's that. Then I believe last month is when I worked on this. Last month. I think so. After I finished, I don't know. I just know that I worked on this. This is my chatelaine, the Mushroom and Fern chatelaine. Stitching us on a 28 count. I forget what type of fabric this is. It's soft. It's an even weave. I bought a big chunk of it from my local LNS. Anyways, so here is where, oh my goodness, this thing is massive, so pardon me. So this is the center I have. I still need to do the little corner bits and some extra little bits in there. And then I decided I needed to do this because, like I'm pretty sure I mentioned before that I was scared. My needle. Ooh, that could have been dangerous. I didn't know if I had enough room. When I calculated the fabric to be big enough, but I don't know if I actually calculated in enough to, for framing and leaving some. I want to leave a little bit of fabric showing. So I think I forgot to calculate that in to the size, so I had to sew on extra fabric, and I wanted to see how far out this came. So this is the furthest most point on the side, which gives me enough. There's a selvage right here if you can't tell. But I have a little bit, and then I can frame the rest of this, or use the rest of this to frame. I can trim, of course, the fabric down too. I just used whatever I had on hand and had some big strips left over of some fabric. Anyway, so I did this in a couple of days. I am missing some flosses, so I couldn't fully fill in. Let's see here. This is a little difficult to show. So I have some mushroom tops here, and then it's supposed to be filled in, but I don't have, with some specialty stitches, but again, I don't have that floss yet. I'm working on some leaves here. And then there'll be a snail, I think, sitting right on top of here. There's a little spider, and I have to do his little web here. A tiny little caterpillar with 1/1. I think the spider is 1/1 too. Yeah, well, the caterpillar is a 1/1 section with his little leaves, which need to be backstitched still. And then, of course, I have to fill in all this, which has a satin stitch. Just like, oh my goodness, it's hard to see. Hard to tell without it focusing. I don't think it's going to focus, but there's some satin stitched areas in this top part. I just never brought it down. Because this was kind of a pain in the butt. I wish it, you know, I can't wait for it to be vertical and horizontal on the top and the bottom, because then it'll be easier to stitch. Trying to stitch this horizontally, it was kind of a pain in the butt. But this is where the page break was too. That's why it was only half of it, because it's a page break right there. So I was only going to do that, and I figured maybe I'll do this, the corner piece that goes there too. I don't know. Anyways. Oop, that needle went all the way through everything. Sorry guys. I'm just kind of having a bad day today, I suppose. I'm gonna block out the sun with my body. So that's where I am on my mushroom and fern. Once I get those threads, that'll be it. I think those are the rest of the threads I will need, and I'll be able to keep going on this when I feel like it. Alright, let's just move this out of the way. This needle needs to go back in there somewhere. Shoot. I'll put it right here. Hopefully I don't lose that. That'd be terrible. Where's this at? Sorry, I'm nuts. And then anyway, so after Under the Sea Sal was finished, I decided, or actually I just, you know, oh, I have a finish too. Okay, I'll have to show you finish after all the whips. Because I know what I did now. Anyways, after this month's Under the Sea Sal block was finished, I just kind of went with whatever. Like, I was going to start, I had 2 new starts I want to do. My Plague Doctor and my Game of Thrones piece. Well, when it was already at night, and it was like close to bedtime, I was like, do I really want to do this? You know, I think I wanted more time to plan this new start, because I really don't like doing new starts. I like picking up from progress. So the Plague Doctor, my thought rationale is like, well, I don't want to do it just on plain white fabric. I don't have time to dye anything right now, so I'm not going to do that. And then I went to print out the first page for my Game of Thrones piece, full coverage, and then my printer just said, nope, you're not going to do this tonight, because it printed, oh, I don't have any, like, it like printed, and then there was a line of white cutting out all the symbols, and then again and again and again. So I was like, dang it, it's not going to work. So it just didn't happen. So I ended up picking up this instead. It's my Hyrule Light World map by Pixel Comfort on Etsy. I think that's the shop. So is this upside down? It sure is. My bad. So I had some of this page finished. I had the outline of the clouds done, and then so what I did was I decided to fill in the whole clouds area, and then I started working all this confetti, all this right here, all this down here, these light green blocks. So I started filling in that bit, and then this is where I left off, because I figured I'm going to do mostly the confetti stuff, because all of this area right here, and I believe some of this, is all the exact same symbol. It's like all of this, I think, all this color. So it's a lot of filling in. So I might as well just do the confetti first. And then this has a lot of a brown color, I think. This medium dark color filled in here. I'm not entirely sure, but I know it's just like you see how this is all just filled in. It's kind of the same over here. So I'm like confetti first, and then we'll get the rest of it. And then I don't know. And so I was going to try to finish this page, but a different project. Oh, I'm sorry. 18 count Ada on oatmeal. And my chatelaine is a hand dyed I did myself with grays and browns, I believe. Can't really see the brown, but there's a brown undertone to it. No, so I had a pattern that was screaming my name because I was moving things around in my bedroom and it was sitting there staring me at in the face. And Stitchy Mommy Sarah was talking about starting hers, and then Kara from Kay's Cross Stitch, she had just framed hers. So I'm like, and this thing's just like, stitch me, you need to get working, and all that other bull crap and, you know, fun stuff. So I decided I'll just put down the high rule and I will get a little bit of this going. So that is the Heirloom Nativity Sampler by Victoria Sampler. I actually started this for Stitch Mania. So I was like, okay, it already has some bits started on it. I can just go from there. So this is the only thing I have on a scroll frame because I really don't like scroll frames. I really don't. This thing does not stay tight enough for me. I'm debating if I need to add like moleskin to the rods because it just doesn't seem to tighten all the way. You know, it's just cheap. I got it when Joann's had that huge clearance of all like their stitchy stuff, and so I got it for like $3. But anyways, so you can't really see the angels, but I had already the angels done, and then this I had actually all the way down to this row. My cats are hissing. Aurora, my cats are gonna fight in a minute. Anyways, I had all the way down to this band done. Not the scrolly one, but the one right above it. Had all the way down to that. So I picked it up and did this band, and then decided to do the next little scene, which is these shepherds. So I got both shepherds done, and then there's a little bunny right here. There's 2 sheep, well, a sheep and a lamb. And there's another tree like this one right here. There'll be another sheep, and then another backstitch type tree, but it's a different style right there. So I figured I'm going to get this scene finished, and then there's more of like this type of this kind of band underneath, but it's all done in pearl cotton, which I know I do not have on hand, so I don't know if I'll actually do it. All I know is that I'm ready to put it back down again. I think that's because I did get the accessory pack for this piece. So I'm using all the fancy stuff like Krennic Mori and Gloriana and needlepoint something. All the fancy floss that came with it. And to be honest, I do not like Krennic Mori. I hate that stuff. I hate it. And that's what all the white is. And that's what all of the, this tan color for the sheep is. Yeah, I don't like it. It's soft, but it's really fuzzy as well. And thin. It's very thin. So I feel like it's going to break all the time. I haven't had that happen yet, but it's so thin it feels like it's going to break. So I do not like working with it. So that made it kind of difficult to actually really enjoy doing this. But I don't have any Christmas pieces. Like Christmas cross stitch. I don't have any pieces like that. So I needed to like work on something. So that's what I'm working on now. When that is finished, that block-ish area, I don't know if I'll go back to the high rule or if I will actually try to do one of my new starts. I don't know yet. I guess we'll see. We'll see. Okay, that's it for whips. Give me 1 second. Okay, so my finish. This is what I worked on last month after my Under the Sea Cell and then before the Chatelaine. So I was a bit confused because I forgot, but this is what I worked on. And it's my finish for the month. My second Mirabilia finish. My fourth. 1, 2, wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, my fourth big finish this year, I believe. And it is Andromeda by Mirabilia. Ooh, look at that sparkle. So here she is. I just knocked this out like crazy in, I want to say September and October. But yep, I got it all done. Her skin is 1/1. Everything else is regular. This is the charted colors. I didn't change anything. Fabric is a 32 count Jobelin. It's super soft, my favorite. I hand dyed this myself, grays and blues, which I'm sorry for the light behind it, but I did that myself. And yeah, I just like the sparkles. She had a lot of beads. I think this is the most I've ever beaded a project, because these waves are just jam-packed with beads. But yeah, she's done and I'm happy, and I'm actually in no hurry to finish, or I mean frame her, which is unlike me. I usually frame my stuff as soon as possible, but I'm not in the mood to frame her right now. I figured maybe she'd go in my bathroom. I don't know. I think maybe that's why I haven't framed her yet, because I just don't know where I would put her. But she's done, and I'm happy, and it's made me a bit closer to getting out of the red for Stitch from Stash. I think I need more than $3 finish in order to be back in the black for Stitch from Stash. But other than that, that's it for my stitching. I don't really have any haul. The beads for Andromeda were my haul from last month. After my last video, I really don't keep all my haul together. I like to put it where it belongs, or start using it when I need it, instead of saving it so I can show you guys. I'm bad at that. Anyways, so other stuff. Let's go with other stuff right now. Oh, I have been crocheting, actually. Started picking that back up again. I don't know why. It was just like one day, I just got the urge to pick up the hook and some yarn and make some leg warmers. So those are put away, so I can't show them to you, so I'm sorry. But made some, not leg warmers, oh my god, what am I talking about? Boot cuffs. You know, just a little kind, they're like this wide. You just wear them over your jeans and your boots. So I did that real quick, and then I decided to spend a day, and I made this cute little guy, a little Christmas gnome. So really all he is a little beanbag type bit. It's filled with rice, and then the little hat, which has no stuffing in it. It's just a little hat, his little nose, and then some yarn for a beard. I did this in one day. It was very fun, actually, to just do this and actually have a finish in one day. So I made this little guy. I'm debating if I should make a second one and make it a little girl, because I know there's one where you can, you don't put the hair as close to the nose, but you just pull it back to the side and like little piggy tails, and then you put the nose underneath it. Anyways, I don't know if I'm going to do that, but I had fun making this. And then I picked up this, or I started this last night. I I wore this shirt to church, and a friend of mine, she saw oh, I love buffalo plaid. So we were talking about buffalo plaid, because I love buffalo plaid too. And I asked her, I'm like, do you want me to make you a hat? I can crochet you a buffalo plaid hat. And she was all like, oh my gosh, yes. And so I started a buffalo plaid hat. Not very far, but that's okay, because this goes by pretty quick as well. You wouldn't think it, but it actually does. This is not that difficult. I think the most difficult part is going from the band to here, because your band is not worked up like this. Can you see? It's actually ribbed, so you're working this way, actually. And then, so trying to add stitches to the side of a piece, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but this is where I am. I actually had to rip out some stuff because I used a different color as my mid color. Instead of this Bordeaux color, I was using a cranberry and it was just too pink. It wasn't working. So I had to rip out that whole first row and start again. But that's okay. Like I said, this is all from last night only. Oh, and a little bit today. I've been kind of getting a couple of little blocks in here and there. So yeah, crocheting for me is a every so often kind of hobby. Like when I was 18, I learned how to knit. And that's all I did. I did not know how to crochet. I could not crochet if my life depended on it. I couldn't. So all I did was knit. And then when I was living in Korea and YouTube was finally out YouTube was finally created and people were actually putting stuff on YouTube, I decided to look up some videos and teach myself how to crochet. And so I did. And I learned how to do amigurumi and whatnot, which is, I guess this is could be considered amigurumi, but not really. I mean, I've done more complex things than this. Unfortunately, I don't have those things, but that's what I did. Amigurumi. Did that. And my knitting kind of fell at the wayside. Actually, if I were to try knitting now, I don't think I'd be able to do it without at least looking at some videos. That crocheting is a lot easier. It really, really is. Anyways, but and so I'd crochet on and off throughout the years. And then when I discovered cross-stitching in 2015, that kind of took over my life. I have tried crocheting since then, but it's always like I have like a Harry Potter blanket that I have never finished because I get burnt out really quickly with crocheting. I mean, supposedly because it's a blanket, it's huge. It's going to take me forever. Little things are easy, especially if I can finish it in a day or two, then I'm not going to like not finish it. So yeah, I hope I never get burnt out with cross-stitching. Maybe because it's so easy to start so many things that it's not really going to happen. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully not, because I really like cross-stitching. Plus, I have a lot of patterns I need to work on, wish lists, and all this other, you know how it is. We're all in the same boat. So I'm working on that. Business has been going good for my little shop. Lots of Christmas ornament orders. Oh, my craft fair, I did okay. I hit my goal of making $100, which was nice. And then I got a ton of orders afterwards. So, it's good. It worked. Sorry for the ding. I think that's my computer. Anyway, so I've been working on ornaments, which I think I showed last time. Santa Cam, little Grinch ornaments, the unicorn ornaments, and so on and so forth. And then these have been really popular this year. Let's get the tag out of the way. These little elves. And then I personalize them with the name, which is not embroidered, it's vinyl. And then I add a little snowflake too. So these have been pretty popular because these little guys, they're $6. So people are all like, yes, perfect for stocking stuffers and all sorts of stuff. So I've been doing that. I've also been doing Christmas mugs. So like my fall mugs, except Christmas themed. Sayings like Drink Up Grinches and Merry and Bright and other sayings, whatever. I had a giant order of those the other day, so that was nice. And I do a lot of thumbs up. Can you tell I'm awkward? I'm nervous. I don't know what to say. Just keep working. So I've done this cute little piece. And just as a test, I did this as a test to see if I could actually do something like this. So it's actually a canvas that you take, the canvas would be wrapped across this frame, a painting canvas. Then you take the canvas off, and then I put heat transfer vinyl on it, the little design, cut it out or whatever, and then heat pressed it to it, stained the wood, and restapled. The secret of the trade, guys. Anyway, so I did this to see if I could actually do it, and I really, really like it. And so I just did this one this morning, actually. So I found buffalo plaid. Actually, this is a tea towel. And I was actually quite sad to have to cut it because I was like, man, I could just put it in my kitchen, hang it from my stove, and it looked beautiful. But no, I cut it. This is one of those canvas frames. I just didn't use the canvas this time. I heat transferred this vinyl onto there. It says Merry and Bright. And it's beautiful. And I match it. I like buffalo plaid, okay? So I did this. I have not offered this or the other one in my shop yet. I don't know if I will offer the other one. Maybe. Because I want to keep it limited. I don't like to give a huge range of options. Because then it makes my work more difficult or people get a little overwhelmed, I think. Because I know I get overwhelmed. So I might offer this style, that one, and then I have one more which I don't have made because I only want to make a mock-up of it. But it will be, it'll say home, and then you can put your home coordinates, longitude and latitude or whatever it is, and have a nice piece for your home. I think that's all I'm going to offer. I really don't know about this though, because trying to find the buffalo plaid fabric might be a little difficult. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. But again, secret of the trade, guys. Just restaple it to a piece of the frame that comes in the canvas. Like this. You know, one of these painting canvases. Isn't that great? I mean, I suppose you could take it, you could paint a little picture on it, do the same thing, you know, just stain it, and then you have a nice framed painting. Isn't that awesome? So those have been what I've been doing. Other than that, I've got nothing really else to say. Oh, yeah, I do, of course. I can talk about books and TV and all that stuff. I just finished watching The Tudors. I binged it on Netflix. And let's just say I bawled when Anne Boleyn died. And I didn't bawl. I got really teary when King Henry died, the last episode. It's very sad. I don't know if it was because it was coming to an end and I just didn't have it to watch anymore or what. But it was sad. It was sad. I was sad. I really liked it. I really liked it a lot. And I really want to stitch something with Henry and his 6 wives, or Elizabeth.